Yes, hello Gudu. Okay, today we will learn about life by the sea. Yep, this is the chapter when UAE people used to how they lived a living by working in the sea, because UAE is surrounded by water. So definitely there will be a lot of means the people will live with the help of the sea only, because before there was no other way they can earn the living. So there were two things they were doing in the sea, how they earned a living by the sea. Now see, this boy is catching the fish. So with the help of what he is catching the fish? With the help of a trap will come, and the fish will there will be some kind of a food at the end of this rope, and then the fish will come and eat the food, and then it will get stuck inside that, and the fisherman or the fishing boy will take it. But in UAE, how before they used to do, how they used to catch the fish. Now there were two gifts from the sea. These two gifts were the fish and the pearls. Which were the two gifts? The fish and the pearls. Fish and the pearls. These were the two gifts by the which they got, which the sea gave. Now fishermen caught fish to eat and sell. No, definitely, then they will catch the fish. They will eat the fish and also sell the fish, because they will catch fish in large numbers. Now, if they will sell the fish, they will get money. If they get money, they can live a good life. So, what tools they used to catch the fish? They used fishing traps. These were the tools they used to catch the fish. And these fishing traps were like this half circles. See, half circles. Uh, then fish swam. How the fish came inside? They will keep some food inside those traps, and then the fish will go inside and swim inside the trap, and then fisherman will close that trap, and the fish will be caught. This is how it was done. Now, see, this man is making the fish trap. See how he is making in a good design. So this is how the fish trap was made before. Now, this there was one more gift, as it said that all pearls were they got from the sea. Now, from where they got the pearls? Pearls were they got it from the oyster shells. Oyster shell. These oyster shells are there in the sea. They are like shells. They're called oysters. And then, but it is a very dangerous job and a very hard job also, because divers had to go in the water and put clams in a basket. They will take they will take the basket also with them, and then whatever oyster clams they will, oyster also called clams also, they will catch, they'll put in the basket. Then for 3 minutes they have to go inside the sea. Now the drivers, for 3 minutes they have to be inside the sea to get if whatever oyster clam they get, they will put. But all the oyster clams will not have the pearls. Only some few of them will have. The divers and the baskets were pulled up by the helpers. Now after 3 minutes they will pull the drivers up, come back. Otherwise, they cannot live for more than 3 minutes in the water. But before, they didn't have all those diving instruments and all that. Before, it was a simple diving. They used to catch their breath, go inside and do it. Now, they looked for pearls in the shell. Now, what is dangerous about going and catching the fish, getting the pearls? First of all, there is a danger that any big fish might harm or kill the diver. Then maybe the ocean currents might go to take it somewhere else. Ocean currents mean there's inside the sea there's lot of pressure. So ocean currents will take away from the far away. So there were other dangers also. Maybe he gets lost inside the sea. There were a lot of other dangers also. So, but and then finally, after 3 minutes, the diver will be called up, and then he will see it. He will open those oysters and see if any pearls were there. But this diving season was only for 4 months. Not in a year, only 4 months they can do diving, because the other months there will be the climate is not good. There was maybe lot of storm or pressure inside the sea, which is not possible for them to do the diving. So once they will go and in between the sea, and then after 4 months they will return back. Till 4 months they will keep on doing diving, catch the pearls, and but after 4 months, a cannon is a a huge like a big equipment, a big thing, like A big equipment which when you put some fire behind it, it will make a big noise that can be heard from a very far distance. So that cannon was, now though we have mics and we have horns and all that, but before there was nothing like that. So they used to put fire in the cannon, and the cannon will make a loud noise. And with that loud noise, they will know that okay, now the diving season is over. So ships contain sold captain sold the pearls and then paid the drivers and helpers. Now who got the pearls after that? Once the diver will bring the pearls, no, the ship captains will take the pearls, and then they will pay to the divers also and the helpers also, and then the pearls they will go. The ship captains will go and sell it in the market, and where they will get a big amount of money. Now, why are pearls valuable? Natural pearls come from sea animals called oysters. Now, oyster is an animal, okay? It is a living thing. It is not just a shell-like thing. It is a living thing. They are formed when a bit of see how the oyster pearl is made. Pearl is made when a bit of sand gets inside the oyster shell. Now, inside the oyster shell, if a bit of sand goes inside, the oyster covers the bit of sand with a shiny material. Now, what does the oyster do? It will cover that sand with some shiny material. Now, most oysters do not have pearls. But now, as I told you, every oyster will not have pearls. Only very few oysters can have that capability to make the pearls. Pearls have been used to make jewelry for thousands of years. So we make pearl jewelry, and also when we sell the pearls we get a lot of money because it is used in jewelries. Natural pearls were so rare, only kings or queens had pearl jewelry, so no, everyone did not get. Now today also natural means the actual pearls which come from the sea, that is very expensive, that we cannot easily get it. It's very expensive. Before also only kings and queens could take that jewelry, very costly. So now we understood the chapter. What are the two gifts of the sea? The two gifts of the sea are pearls and fish. But what tool was used to catch the fish? Fishing trap. How long did the diving season last? 4 months. Okay, the diving season lasted for 4 months. Who sold the pearls to pay the divers and helpers? Who sold the pearls? Ship captains sold the pearls to pay the divers and helpers. What was used to let families know the diving season was over? A cannon. A cannon was blown. A cannon was like they blew a cannon, was fired actually. That is called firing. A cannon would fire, and the people will know that okay, now the diving season is over and we have to get back to the shore. What do you think divers bought with the money from pearl diving? Discuss and write notes. They bought with whatever things they needed. They would bring food or whatever necessities they want. They will buy from the money they got. Now, see now how these two people were making the fish net. How is it making? They caught all these fish. See different type of prawns and fishes and all. The fishing traps were made up of metal wires. Okay. Well, sorry, with ropes. Fishing traps was made with ropes. Fishing nets were made with metal wires. With wires, they will, like this, they will make a design and they'll make the net. Then a small boat. A small boat is made up of wood. Basket also was made with the straw, a straw basket, or whichever material they were that was available that time it was made. Now we will go for our worksheet, okay? In trucial states, the main occupation of the people who settled the near sea was pearl diving, fishing, and trading. These three things. Trucial states we know when there was so before the UAE was not divided into these seven emirates. They were all together only, and they were divided into different in a different form. Like in a they were called the trucial states. Okay, there were two, three states together, and then it was called a trucial state. So they are uh, called their main how what main occupation means, or main occupation means occupation is something by you when you do work and you earn money. That is an occupation. Okay. So what occupation the people had? Pearl diving, fishing, and trading. Where do we get the natural pearls from? Sea animals. We get natural pearls from sea animals called oysters. Natural pearls are coming from oysters. They are the animals, sea animals. Do all oysters give pearls? No, all oysters do not give pearls. How the pearl is made? When a small amount of sand enters the shell of the oyster, then the oyster, what oyster will do? It will cover with some shiny material, and that's how the pearl is made. But all oysters cannot do that. Everyone is not smart, yeah. So only some of the oysters can do that. Guess who am I? I write about my job on the door, also match the tools used in pearl diving. So what do a pearl diver do? He dives in the sea to look for oysters. What does a helper do? He helps pull the divers and the basket from the sea, and he also looks the pearls in the clams. Now the helpers, what they will do? They will open the clams and they will see if any pearl is there or not. Helpers will do that. Pearl divers will go inside and look for oysters. Now, clam is nothing but the oyster only because it is made in like a clam shaped. That's how it is. It opens from the middle. What will the captain of the ship do? He is the leader of the ship. He will see that he will sell all the pearls and pay the money to this helper and this diver. Okay. Now what is this? This is a this is a basket wherein they will put the clams. This is a rope. See, this is a rope. This is a basket. This is a rope. And then this is the stone anklet. To the stone anklet is used to it is tied with the pearl diver's leg, and then after whenever the work is finished, it will be pulled. Now this is what? This is a nose clip. They have to before that there was no there were no special type of the outfit to go for diving. Before they used to do diving in very very difficult way. They used to put a nose clip in on the nose so that the water does not go inside, and then they will wear the leather finger caps so that they can catch the clams and then put it in the basket. Okay. So before the diving was very difficult. Now, do you think pearl diving is hard and dangerous job? Of course, it is hard and dangerous job. Going inside the sea in a huge ocean where there are so many dangers, where so many big big fishes, you can be carried away by the ocean currents. You might get lost. You might die. So many others. See, drowning is another problem. Drowning means you cannot come up. Maybe by chance, if that the rope gets you remove from your ankle, and if you don't know proper swimming, you can drown. Then you can have breathing problems also because all the time you are putting that nose clip inside your nose. You cannot even breathe properly, and then marine animals can attack us. As I told you, fish can attack also. Now, what is the sequence of pearl diving? What happens first, then what happens? Now, sequence of pearl diving activities are: first, in the 1900s, there was a 1200 pearling boats. In the chapter, it starts like this: in 1900 there was 1200 pearling boats. Then boats departed in June and returned in September. Now this was a very peak time of the summer. During the summer, it was easier to catch the to do the pearl diving. Then divers dived down the water looking for oysters. After that, what did they do? Then the divers went inside the water, they looked for oysters, and then they put the oysters in the baskets. Then after that, what is the next sequence? Definitely this Canon one will be the last one. After when the divers get the oysters, the captain will sell the pearls and pay the divers and helpers. And then what the help? Sorry, I got mistake. No, after the divers, after the divers came dived inside and looking for oysters, drivers will put the oysters in the basket. Then the helpers on the door pull the divers and the basket. Yes, of course. And once the divers and the basket will come up, the captain will sell the pearls and pay the divers and helpers. And then after that, last one will be a cannon is fired to let their families know that the diving season is over and they have to come back, because after that winter will start, and in winter you cannot dive in the sea because the sea water is very very cold. And then also that time there is windy and all sorts of things are there. Okay. In crucial states, fishing provides the locals with food and livelihood. Of course, and fishing was the main source of main occupation and the source of food and livelihood, because they were that time because they could only get that only more food and live food as fish only. This okay. The different types of fishes like hamor, jesh, sea, bream, or kingfish. You can see even right Sultan Ibrahim. There are different types of fishes. Now, this is just a research thing. Today, which sea animals are forbidden to capture in the Arabian Gulf? Which sea animals we are not allowed to catch in the Arabian Gulf is the sea turtles and the dugongs, because their species are getting lower and lower. That's why the government is not allowing them to capture. Now, what are the different type of traditional tools for fishing in the past? This is called gargur. Gargur, this one. Then this is a fishing trap. This is a fishing net. See the difference between trap and the net? The net is like a net, like it's a loose like thing. But a fishing trap is like a half circle. Then this is a rope. Then this is a saw. It will help to cut the things in the maybe the fishes or like that. And the saw means it's a cutting tool. Basket. There's a basket where they will keep all the fish, and sometimes they will use it to keep the clams, the oyster clams also. So this is what we finished. We learned the chapter. Now you have to learn what all this by heart. Okay. Okay. Bye bye, Guddu.